Banana!
I got him on recording saying it. Uh-oh.
Oh no, how could I say it? It's like the N-word for minions.
It really is. That's what they look like. They do get called Twinkie at one point, which as soon as I heard Twink, I was like, oh shit, this movie's going there. But then, of course, you had to ruin it. So, should I start the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Is It Kino, your favorite Minion review podcast. I'm your host, Minion Jimmy, joined as always by Squid Minion.
Yeah, I'm the purple minion from Despicable Me too. Hello, everyone. I'm evil.
And joining us today is the one and only.
That's right.
Some call him the little boss, or mini boss. Some call him Gru.
That's right, it's me, Fat Gru, and I'm so happy to be here, the number one despicable and unseemly person that gets things thrown at him just like in the movie. I knew it was me as soon as I saw that happening.
Now, Florian, you're a bit despicable yourself as an Austrian, is that right?
Yeah, all the time. I love shooting people with cheese, you know? When I heard that you're gonna see this movie with Aggie, I thought that'd be perfect, because Aggie would be a minion, but I guess he's the true mastermind after all.
No, yeah, Aggie definitely resembles more of an adult Gru than a minion. I think you're the minion. Rusty Cage definitely is a minion. I would probably be Miranda Cosgrove's 8-year-old girl character from the first movie.
Oh, wow, impressive.
Yeah. Well, Florian, I know you're chomping at the bit here. Me and Aggie, we're going to just do like a 15-minute casual review sitting on the couch, you know, filming it in 4K quality like we did for Boss Baby 2. But Florian not only insisted, not only begged, but demanded under threat of violence that he be featured in the Minions 2 Rise of Gru episode. So please, Mr. Florian, let us know what you thought of this film.
Wait, I was in the movie, what? I just thought that we should review this movie, because clearly, you keep telling me that people love it when you do animated shows, and
well,
clearly
our audience is full of children and autistic man-children, so they're much more likely to click on a cartoon review than anything else, and it's sad but true.
What do you mean sad but true? There's no higher art than the cartoon. Wow.
Do you think Minions 2 was the highest form of art, perhaps of all time?
Well, actually, I don't mean to interject here, but I do want to say one thing while I'm thinking about it. Minions 2, for all its quirks, flaws, whatever you want to say, was absolutely, to me, the most appealing thing that I saw compared to the 25 minutes of trailers that preceded the film after the alleged runtime began, according to the theater. And I think maybe, first off, I don't know if that's typical for an amount of ads. I know children are a lot more susceptible. Nowadays, they just look at Candy Crush all day. They have no cognitive ability. You can really just probably play 90 minutes of ads and they won't even know the difference. But
yeah, Florian, did you see a trailer for a movie called Lyle Crocodile?
I have not, no. We have much fewer trailers than that. I mean, you can't be serious. You can't be 25 minutes.
Oh, contraire, mon frere.
Well, by my calculation, it was roughly 22 minutes, so you are correct. It wasn't exactly 25 minutes, but these 22 minutes...
That literally can't be
They
true.
play like 7 or 8 trailers before the movie, I swear to God.
Yeah, well, don't they have like shorter versions of them? God, I swear it's like 5 minutes in and it starts over here. I don't know.
Let me ask you this, Florian. What was the recipe of your auditorium? Was it a bunch of families with small children? Because just to answer it myself, our theater had no parents and no children. It was exclusively teenagers, and I think Aggie might have been the oldest person there.
So true.
What about in your theater, Florian?
Yeah, we had teenagers and like some grown people, because like I watch it in English, so there aren't that many kids.
I was really expecting it to be a family event. Like, what the fuck is going on? Why do like 14-year-olds love the Minions so much? Is it all like Morbius ironic viewing, or what's going on?
I don't know. I could never relate to teenagers, but
I mean, you just went and saw their favorite movie.
apparently.
Well, I actually know the probable cause for this, since I just drove some hours to be here today for this wonderful podcast review. On my way, I stopped at a few truck stops, because I love caffeine, so I have to stop every 90 minutes to drink another Monster. And every time I stopped at these truck stops, it was loaded to the brim with families taking their children to see relatives for the 4th of July weekend. So I'm guessing maybe since the 4th is on Monday, maybe like more people were going to travel Friday versus the alternative. So I'm thinking maybe the Friday showings or Thursday night showings were just a little dry on the families. I would say that they still could definitely be out there, but that's going to be my anecdotal take.
Is that why there were no families in Austria, Florian, for the 4th of July weekend?
No, I keep telling you, I watched them in English. But kids aren't gonna know. I'm gonna watch this stuff in English over here. Come on.
That's right.
I mean, to be fair, literally half of the dialogue is in a made-up fake language with no subtitles, so I don't even know if that's a good excuse.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's just for everyone, really, I guess.
Can we try to decipher this Minion language? Because I heard a lot of Spanish words in there. They say, like, porque, and, like, they'll just use a Spanish word for some words. But then other times, it's just indecipherable, nonsense. Did you hear any Austrian or German words thrown in? Really?
Yeah, there were like a few.
So they just, use every language, basically.
I think they use like specifically European languages. Yeah, they like, for example, the phrase like learning karate is karate lernen, and I was German, so.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Shit. Okay. Well, I thought it was just Spanish. I guess it's a lot more.
Yeah, I was really pondering the minion language, and I looked up like that maybe like each minion speaks like their own language or something. But yeah, that
there's gonna be like some server full of very dedicated people that translates the minion dialogue using each bit of language they know. It's going to be like the 2022 Tower of Babel. As soon as we get it fully translated, God's going to just smite everybody on Earth instantly.
Yeah, it's
not actually that hard, because all you need to do is like look up what the word means in another language.
Yeah, all you need to do is speak every language on Earth fluently, and then you can perfectly understand the minions. Think of all like the fucked up shit that they could have hidden in this movie under the guise of a minion language, and if somebody actually translates it, maybe it's like praising Hitler or the kind of stuff that Florian would hide in a children's film.
I can't believe they would even suggest that Illumination would do such dark things. Okay, everything is perfectly
so
innocent. Yeah.
Well, let's go through this movie. Of course, it's a period piece, not in the Turning Red way with period blood, but period pieces takes place in the 70s, full of Eggy's favorite bops and musical hits. How did you feel about the soundtrack, Eggy?
Well, the soundtrack definitely stood out to me. I think that they're flexing their connections. They got to license a lot of very good music for this movie. One that definitely stood out to me is there's a part where the young Gru is bound in a contraption for his misdeeds, and the song is "Hey, hey, hey, why do you like me?" Whatever. But my favorite version of that is the Mo Sizlak version, where he goes, "Mo, Mo, Mo, why don't you like me? Nobody likes me." Because I listen to that one, even though it's like a 10-second clip, I just loop it all day while I lay in bed.
That's your Literally Me song?
It is. So that definitely was a standout, but all very funky. I was definitely dancing in my seat a little bit. All the teenagers were saying I didn't have any swag, but that's okay.
Yeah, the teenagers did not recognize a single tune, but this really reminded me of that Cruella movie where it's more of just an endless music video playing the biggest hits of the era, which I'm fine with. It's the animation's very nice, the minions are being funny, and it's just 90 minutes of great songs, endlessly. There's almost never a moment where they're not playing a famous song.
Wow, that sounds great, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna show my cards here, I think the movie was pretty good. I mean, I'd give it like a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd, to be honest. I was expecting a Minions movie to be much worse than this was.
Yeah, I can just say that they've definitely returned back to the great heights that they achieved in the Despicable Me movie, because they once again recognized that the Minions alone aren't as interesting as Gru and the Minions, so they did that well. It's just strange to me that they named the movie The Minions when it's about Gru. I mean, Gru is in the title too, but I feel like they probably should have abandoned the Minions.
No, I think the reason why it's not Despicable Me, the prequel, is because I believe Minions made over $1 billion at the box office. So that is really the cash cow. And
wow, that's amazing. Oh my God.
I might be wrong, but I think Minions made more money than all 3 Despicable Me movies. So now this is like they're combining the two into like this, epic prequel. And of course they're going to call it Minions because they probably just made an extra $200 million just from the title. When you go on Facebook, you don't see fucking Gru memes everywhere. You see the goddamn Minions. They're the thing that prints the money.
Wow, that's amazing because the Minions movie was like not even that popular, and it didn't get good reviews or anything. So
I mean, it made $1 billion.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean,
so a little bit popular.
The audience reviews, I'm saying, aren't as good as they are for this movie or for the Despicable Me movies. So that's a surprise to me, but I guess it makes sense financially. So I'm actually really happy for them that they achieved this. It's just kind of too bad that we didn't bring one of the
child onto the podcast to get the target audience's opinion.
No,
Eggy, you have a childlike mind, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
No, we're all too childish. We need some pretentious idiot
how dare
who hates the Minions.
So Kino Corner, who cannot he cannot immerse himself into this fine film, and he would just be nitpicking and angry about everything.
Maybe even Enrich. I don't know, but yeah.
Oh, Kino Corner, he just walked in my house. Oh, Kino, hey.
I just wanted to say, when the Minions did the Kung Fu training montage, it really reminded me of the 1968 Taiwanese film.
I loved eating shit.
Well, I can't speak the language, so I'm not really sure, but it definitely had a lot in common with the imagery, the subtle background, the shadows replacing the character models. Definitely harkened back to that age of golden Kung Fu cinema. All right, I'm gonna leave now. Goodbye.
Well, just to be clear, this Minions movie was literally a better film than Wasted Hours, created by Kino Corner. I just wanted to throw that out into the universe real quick.
I mean, when I saw that there's that part where Gru's walking through the developing layer and he walks through the concrete, the texture of the animation of the concrete really had me captivated. So that was definitely a standout moment graphically for me.
My standout moment is when it's raining and Gru gets kidnapped, and it's almost basically a photorealistic rainy cul-de-sac or whatever, neighborhood. But then we just see a cartoon minion dramatically on his knees screaming. I thought that looked just visually, it's very funny that it looks so realistic, but there's a minion in there being dramatic.
Wow, I didn't notice it looking realistic at any point. Wow.
That might just be my small, feeble mind. I also thought that the opening of Toy Story 4 looked photorealistic, so I might just be stupid.
I mean, I feel like there's definitely an art style here that isn't just realism, but I guess it's possible that I missed it entirely.
It was just in that one scene when it was raining on the street, but whatever.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Should we go through this movie a little bit for all of the adults in the audience who are not going to watch it? Maybe give a brief recap scene by scene?
I mean, I think everyone should watch this, but...
Everyone should watch this?
I mean, yeah, actually. If you can't enjoy this, then I don't know. There's probably no future for you. How could anyone not love this movie?
I gotta say, I actually had a very hearty chuckle. There's one particular point towards the beginning of the movie where Gru uses some devious tactics to secure delicious ice cream. Mm-hmm. And then he walks with this giant thing of ice cream, and he's standing in front of a window to some kind of gym. And there's a bunch of morbidly obese people riding bikes. And just drooling at the ice cream he's holding. He's like, oh, it's only a few more calories.
Worth every calorie. So delicious. Yeah, I think that there are not enough comedies for children about how awesome it is to be evil and cruel. And that's why I really like just the concept of Gru and the Minions, is that he's just unabashedly evil and wants to do horrible things. And the movie starts off with a 20-minute montage of Gru and his minions just fucking shit up. You're throwing a stink bomb into a movie theater so that they can watch Jaws, unmolested, and all these things. Florian, what was your favorite evil prank?
Oh, wow. Well, I guess the pranks themselves aren't that interesting to me, but I just want to say that, like, generally, it really speaks to me. Like, whenever you see these growing up movies, then people are just like having a normal life, and they want to maybe do good things, or they want to be special, or maybe they're just boring assholes and I don't give a shit. But this movie is one of the rare movies where I could actually like identify with a child, you know. So who doesn't grow up wanting to be a supervillain, you know?
Yeah, every single Marvel movie, or maybe more DC, really, the villains are always the more interesting characters. Heroes just want to keep the status quo, very boring, very conservative of them. The villains are the ones who see the problems in the world and want to, change things. And sometimes they have malicious, devious ways of accomplishing their goals, but that's a lot more interesting than fucking Captain America.
Yeah, they see the problems and then they want to make them worse. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Like Hitler, he saw a big problem and he set out to fix it. You know what? He might have had some...
God damn it.
maybe his methods, looking back through the lens of history, maybe we can now see he could have done it in a better way, but...
When I see, there's this YouTube meme, where were the minions in, like, the 1940s? All of a sudden, they're in this Minion movie in the 70s, and they're speaking German, Austrian specifically.
Yeah, where did they learn that, Florian?
They're willing to pretend that it's raining outside. They're willing to soak themselves and risk pneumonia and all kinds of disease just to get inside a house and hide from the authorities. I'm just saying, there's a few things, but anyway.
Yeah, I guess we'll never know. I guess they'll never go there and show the minions joining both Russia and Nazi Germany to make the war and the Cold War worse, you know.
I'm just glad that YouTube is going to demonetize our Minions review because of how much we talked about Hitler and Nazis. Anyway, in the film, there is basically an evil Avengers. And Gru, that's his life goal. He wants to join the evil Avengers of all the supervillains. And he gets an interview to go join them, but they shit all over him. They say, oh, you're just a dumb kid. So, once again, relatable character. He just wants to be evil. He keeps getting rejected. We've all been there.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Florian?
Oh, yeah. If only I could join more evil societies, yeah. The Illuminati just won't let me in. What a shame.
The Illumination Naughty?
Oh, yeah. Well, they might let me in, I guess. They're very inclusive.
There's some stupid fucking Jackie Chan Adventures plot device. Some stupid little... like a necklace with all the Zodiac. Who gives a shit? It's the stupid. But Gru steals it from the evil Avengers, and then they want to get it back.
What I was thinking of, kind of as it's developed, is this film released in China? I'm guessing?
They said it was offensive because it had characters with yellow skin.
Oh. Well, I was going to say, just the whole, subplot had, I guess there was really the main plot, never mind. So the plot, I guess, in general had such very heavy influence of Chinese culture. I was kind of like, it works. I think that it definitely works, but it's kind of like, I'm thinking maybe made for certain markets, perhaps, to get that sweet, sweet cash. But
yeah, half the movie does take place in the Chinatown in San Francisco, so a lot of Chinese imagery.
Oh, is that the Chinese one? The karate? So is Kung Fu Japanese?
They were in Chinatown to learn karate, so I don't fucking Kung Fu, I mean. So
they just, learned how to master their, chi and do things, and they were doing, backflips and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of uneducated about it, but as long as they're, making, a certain particular sounding yelling noise and, flying through the air with their foot out, I guess it all kind of just comes together.
Yeah, Florian, is there even much to say about this film? Iggy and I were talking last night about how it's kind of hard to review a children's movie because there's not really a lot to chew on or digest or analyze. And since you clearly have the most childlike mind, is there anything really that we're missing here?
I mean, clearly the most important part of the movie is the father figure that he finds in this one old supervillain, right? I mean, clearly there's
Wild Knuckles.
Wild Knuckles, yeah. Clearly, there's the most to be said about that one, I guess.
Well, let's hear
But
it. What is your analysis of this character relationship, this great dichotomy? It's a real Doc Brown, Marty McFly situation here.
Yeah, but maybe even more Rick and Morty, you know?
Oh, shut the fuck up. Rick and Morty is literally just a rip-off of Doc and Marty. How dare you?
No, but it's like different. Jesus, come on. You clearly see White Knuckles starting out. Wait, was it Wild? Yeah, Wild. Knuckles starting out as being self-serving and wanting to destroy the child, you know, and like trying to get rid of him and stuff. But then in the end, he sees the value of the loyalty, and that's when they finally become the duo that we want them to be, you know. And I hope that there'll be another movie about them because I can't wait.
You want a third Minions movie?
Well, I mean, it'd be basically about Gru and Wild Knuckles, but yes, I want all the Minion movies, okay?
Yeah, I felt even more aligned mentally with Gru because he admired Wild Knuckles, and when I saw how Wild Knuckles just only took a liking to Gru because his other henchmen just wouldn't put up with him anymore, and he needed Gru to make him money and just do menial tasks for him, I'm like, well, I'm starting to think Wild Knuckles and me, you know, I see why Gru likes him. And then, he basically did an entire lifetime of crime and then faked his death to get away with being able to commit even more crime. I'm like, you know what? That's an idol if I've ever seen one. You know what? I'd probably have a Wild Knuckle poster on my wall, too.
Yeah, you know, specifically for children, you don't see this stuff much. I mean, we had, like, the only one where we had, like, the main character being, like evil was the Star Wars trilogy, the prequel trilogy, you know, but...
What about Megamind?
Well, no, that one doesn't count at all, because he turns good, you know? I mean, I guess technically in Despicable Me he turns good too, but at least in this movie he stays evil all the way through, and that's just heartwarming, you know?
I have not seen Despicable Me 2 or 3, and I barely remember the first one. He really becomes a good guy at the end?
Well, yeah, he learns to take care of these little girls, right? So
that's not a good guy. That's just an adoptive father. He still like wants to commit crimes, right?
Well, maybe, but he specifically ruined his plan of stealing the moon in order to save the kids, you know?
Which, at the end of this film, Wild Knuckles says, shoot for the moon. Setting it up.
Yeah, literally shooting the moon with a shrink ray, yeah. Can't wait.
I think I heard that Bill Gates is trying to do that too, so maybe Bill Gates really liked Despicable Me and he got some inspiration from it.
He has the real world Gru.
What's he doing with the moon? I can't wait to hear about this.
Probably trying to block out the sun.
Yeah, I heard that. I think I'm anticipating a pretend volcano eruption that blocks out the sun, but it's actually going to be Bill Gates. He's just going to like hit it with a shrink ray and then like put like some kind of big metal in front of it so we can't see it.
I think we need to admit why Florian actually loves this movie and wants everybody to go see it. It's because he wants Minions to defeat Lightyear at the box office because he doesn't want any of that gay propaganda to be successful. So he wants Minions to really rub it in the face of Pixar.
No, I just want him to rub it in the face of Taika Waititi, who single-handedly ruined the movie Lightyear by his appearance in it.
Well, I don't want to spoil any future reviews, but it sounds like Taika Waititi also ruined Thor, Love and Thunder. I'm hearing some pretty bad things about that movie.
Yeah, I mean, how long till we just finally get rid of him, you know? Like,
you didn't like his portrayal of Hitler?
I mean, yes, I did hate his portrayal of Hitler, just because it was inaccurate, okay? Not because it was...
You didn't like seeing your Führer being mocked so relentlessly in Jojo Rabbit.
Look, I just didn't like that he was smoking, okay? That was my main gripe with that one. Otherwise, that movie might have been alright, okay?
I feel like I'm the only person on Earth who even liked Jojo Rabbit. Everybody I talked to hated it.
I feel like half the people like it.
I know E-Rich and Kino Corner were shitting on it the other day, and they said it's only 1 star.
Wow, that's
pretty low.
I thought I was the only one who hated it at the time. That's wild.
Yeah. Anyway, Gru, he gets kidnapped by Wild Knuckles, and now the movie's about the Minions. Minions have to go on their cross-country adventure, and I think think the filmmakers know what they're doing when they have the minions hijack a plane, and we have a lot of imagery of the minions, haphazardly flying this, 747, 757, and already, after night one, people are using bootlegged versions of the scene to make it look like the minions are perhaps flying into maybe two towers that are very similar to each other. Do you think the filmmakers knew what they were doing, Florian?
No, I don't think that they could have predicted that.
You don't think the Minions did 9/11 is not going to be what everybody immediately thinks of? Because I said it out loud in the theater as soon as I saw them in the fucking cockpit.
I don't know. They could have just done a regular plane crash. Jeez, it didn't have to be 9/11.
Well, now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I feel like, was there not an earlier hijacking, maybe something even close to the particular period this film was set in? So maybe, it's been a while since I've brushed up on my plane hijacking lore. I used to be quite fond of reading up on it.
You were doing some research.
Yeah. But we could have, been something a little more time appropriate there. Maybe just a good old fun joyride before things kind of started getting a little more serious. But yeah, I also immediately had that image in my mind as soon as I was seeing the plane going around.
Florian, are you saying you did not immediately think about 9/11?
I did not, but...
It must be an American thing.
You're probably right. Well, yeah, I guess it would be. You're probably right, they're just, incredibly good at making meme culture, so... Yeah, I mean, the influence of the Minions just can't be denied, I mean, I guess
of all the things the Minions could do in world history, 9/11 seems up there. I'm sure that they were assisting Osama and all those guys.
Yeah, but they might have actually done 9/11 and lived to tell the tale, because they're canonically indestructible, right? They can breathe in space and all the kind of stuff. So,
and they have eternal life, basically. I mean, I don't think they age, do they? We've never seen an elderly minion, have we?
We have not, no. Only in that one Meat Canyon cartoon, I guess.
Is there deep minion lore? Has somebody really pieced together all of this information, and so we know that they actually are eternal beings and really are indestructible? Is there a Wikipedia for this? And Florian, do you write for it?
Well, I watched a video that was called 10 Facts About the Minions, so I guess you could watch that.
Oh, did you learn a lot?
Yeah, sure. Specifically in Despicable Me 1, there's a scene where a minion gets sent to space, and he's clearly fine with breathing in space, and also with being really cold apparently, but he doesn't even freeze. So yeah, he's clearly indestructible. The evidence is there.
And we see at the end of the film here, after one of the minions is hit with some kind of magical Chinese chicken ray, he then reproduces by firing out he fires out multiple eggs as some kind of attack, which all burst on impact. One of them does not burst and immediately hatches a baby chicken minion, which I thought was kind of interesting. Maybe he just basically sacrificed the lives of 11 or 12 minions in a completely ineffective attack. I'm not really sure. There was some extra, things that could be thought about there that I don't think anybody ever will. But, if there's no 10 facts about how minions reproduce, I think that could be added to the video. We got 9 more to go.
Well, that's interesting because the MacGuffin can turn you into any of the 12 zodiac animals, and that minion does become a chicken. If I'm not mistaken, a rooster is on the Chinese zodiac, not a chicken, right?
I believe that's correct, yeah.
Does that imply that minion is a female? Because I assumed they were either male or genderless. Do you know anything about this, Florian?
Well, I feel like he looks like a rooster, but then he lays eggs.
Yeah, he's laying eggs.
So he clearly is just a fake chicken, I guess.
But he does birth life, and he didn't, as far as I know, he did not get fertilized. So where did that baby come from?
Well, clearly it gives him some kind of god power, so he becomes a chicken god of some sort. But what Eggy said, sacrificing the lives, come on, man, abortion isn't murder. What are you talking about?
Oh, shut up.
Well, I guess we're looking. I think back in 1977, before the most famous incel known as Clarence Thomas took to the land, there was still freedom back at that time, from what I heard. So I guess it does add up. You couldn't set it in 2023, but it is what it is.
Do we have any other thoughts? I mean, I feel like I'm all tapped out on having Minions opinions. To coin a phrase. I mean, Florian, do you have any final critique?
Well, since we were talking about the fight, like, a lot of people get annoyed when movies become like too video gamey, but I really enjoyed like the crazy.
Of course, you enjoy that.
Yeah, we should make him all more video game likes for sure.
If they make Binding of Isaac the movie, would you be upset if they put Minions in the role of all your favorite characters?
Wow, I guess
the Binding of Minion.
I guess that could be a match made in heaven. Wow.
Get to work, Florian. Go get your animator on it.
Do you think the mother would be Gru, or would it be a minion?
I didn't even know there was a mother. I haven't played that dog shit game. I heard that the creator is a Nazi, so I'm trying to boycott it.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, that's why I like Jojo Rabbit, because you boycott everything with Nazis in it. Yeah.
That's right.
Boycott anything that supports Nazis.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
he's being anti-fascist.
So what's your final opinion on the Minion?
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? Flawless? I mean, we went and saw this at 8:30, so not even that late, and a few times I struggled to stay awake, so it was not like super engaging. I was hoping it would be ADHD, just non-stop Minion action, but the movie does slow down at points, and especially in the middle. It's just a lot of training montages and stuff that I did not really care for, so I got a little bit sleepy at points, so I would not say it's a perfect 10 out of 10.
Okay, fine. I guess the training montage wasn't great, but you gotta recognize that they've done the best thing they ever could have done with the franchise, and so many franchises just go on and get worse over time, but this one actually got better, and they made the best movie yet. So there we go. I mean, it's just it's just good. What more can I say?
What about you, Aggie?
Well, I would say I enjoyed the film. I think overall, especially comparatively, when I was watching those first 25 minutes of trailers and everything was just atrocious. I mean, I'm talking like high school art class film that you like put together just to pass.
Yeah, there's a movie that Aggie, he looked at me and said, we have to review this. I believe it was like Monster High School, and it's live action with a bunch of, I guess, 25-year-olds pretending to be 14, and they're all in monster makeup. And the trailer begins with them telling each other what their pronouns are.
I knew at that moment, I was
fuck?
like, it's about time. You know what? Finally, some good filming. The costume budget appeared to be none. Like, it wasn't even, like, they didn't have costumes. It was just makeup. The cinematography was just like a fixed camera angle while they
It was like a Disney Channel original movie from 2003.
No, the budget was definitely higher in 2003. I don't know. This is there would be a new low, but I'm still interested in just seeing how it goes. But in any case, so comparatively to a lot of what I've been seeing, this one is definitely top dog. Definitely, if you need a good family-friendly film to watch, this one should be your pick.
Yeah, skip Lightyear. Go straight to the Minions.
And I would say, I did enjoy. There was some parts I definitely enjoyed. Parts, that were meh. I wasn't going crazy about it. I don't want to be that guy that says 7 out of 10 because everything's a 7 out of 10. I'd probably give it, like, for me personally as a grown man, I maybe give it like a 6.5.
Oh, wow.
I might be a little harsh, but I think comparatively it's probably like an 8.5 compared to everything else that's coming out.
Compared to other children's media.
Yeah, that's going to be my final opinion.
Is that you could do a lot worse.
Yes.
Do you concur, Florian?
Lightyear wasn't terrible, but
I heard it was pretty bad.
I mean, this is clearly better than Lightyear. I mean, Lightyear had its problems, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess.
I'm just
You would
glad that
definitely-
this
I
movie.
would recommend it. Yeah.
This movie is being memed in a similar way to Morbius, but the difference is people are actually going out to see this one. So I'm just wondering how. I mean, of course, it was going to make $1 billion because it says Minions, but they actually convinced people like us to go see this one. So, I'm wondering if the Morbius people are going to start taking notes on how to properly meme their movie.
I mean, you just gotta hand it to them. Like it must be incredibly hard to like make an actual meme that actually sticks around these days, and then like build such an incredibly successful movie franchise on it. Yeah. I mean, it's just so impressive on every level.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people go through the phase where they hate the Minions, they think it's cringe, they get upset about it. I certainly went through that phase probably around Despicable Me 2 and 3 and when the original Minions movie came out. But now I've come not even full circle. Now I actually love and appreciate the concept of the Minion far more than even when I was a child. And it might be because of all the ironic Facebook memes about them and people posting like hate speech next to a Minion photo. But, this movie, they really convinced me that the Minions, there's something going on there. It's a funny culture. And, I don't know how you could watch their antics and think that they suck. Because even if the slapstick is not that original or creative, what is there to dislike?
I think that what we can really take away from here is that as Americans and really the world in general, we don't need all that talking and all that, oh, look what I have to say. Nobody really cares about that. We want to see some kind of freaky looking thing talking gibberish and getting punched in the face. Yes. That's what I want to see, and that's what I pay my money for. I don't care about whatever like somebody's message is. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, the Minions can't get all pretentious and start talking about their fucking pronouns and all this gay shit. They're just gonna go banana and start fucking screaming in German and like grabbing each other violently, threatening each other with hammers. The fact that they hate each other and they beat the shit out of each other makes it even more funny. But I think that is about, the gist of our Minion review. Florian, do you have anything you want to plug?
I guess when you're putting it that way, I guess one of the reasons why they succeed might be because they constantly go between being genuinely happy and being genuinely angry at each other. So I guess that might be.
Yeah, and there is no language barrier. Anybody from any country can watch the Minions' antics and enjoy it.
Yeah, and they flow seamlessly into the story because they're always trying to achieve something,
Right.
That fits in.
And their sense of loyalty to their boss, too. Like, they might be beating the shit out of each other, but they're always loyal to Gru, and they'll put themselves in harm's way to save him. The most lovable characters I can think of from the 21st century.
Indeed. Well, anyways, check out my game Ballfrog on Steam. We did a stream where Mumkey hated it, so you should play it.
The only thing that sucks more than Ballfrog is Florian.
Ooh. Now, Florian, is it true that Ballfrog is currently on sale for the Steam summer sale?
Oh yeah, minus 30%.
Oh,
but I
wow.
don't know if this review will come out in time. But
almost certainly not. I believe this review will be out
hold it specifically so that we're gonna watch the sale end.
Well, because we have the Beavis and Butthead episode coming out this Tuesday, so Minions will come out probably on like July 12th. So,
all right. But you're gonna be current. You're gonna cash in on the memes of the Minions.
What, and just push the Beavis and Butthead episode to fucking August? Like, we've recorded an episode with two months ago, and it still has not come out because more important shit keeps coming out.
Oh, is that the reason? Okay.
Yeah, no, it'll come out eventually. Once we hit a week where we just didn't have anything, I'll release the Toot episode.
Yeah, everyone get hyped for that.
Aggie, do you have anything you want to plug?
Nope. I've been living in the mountains, and I took the kung fu lessons from this movie into heart. I'm really gonna apply it to my own training. It said, find your inner beast. And listen, you know what? There was this werewolf in Europe in 1500. Basically, all I'm saying is, the end of the world is coming soon. But that's all I gotta say. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.